faces a new place. T.O.'s an Eagle. Is he the missing Super Bowl piece? Prime time's prowling the Ravens secondary. Saps in Oakland. Would he dance? A giant decision in New Jersey. Portis runs free in D.C., while a familiar face is back in his old driver's seat. Vinny's the Tuna's picking Big D. His old picket back shows he's still got jets. You gotta win on the road. Seattle gets the message, and the Gorillas off the Lions' back. We're back, and we can't wait. Week 1 on NFL Prime Time.
As he was coming out, he tried to get the ball to Portis. Ball took an opportunistic bounce for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And so, tied at 10. Johnson then trying to make something happen early fourth quarter. Antonio Pierce, right man at the midfield stripe, and now he's into Tampa Bay territory with the pick. And look what happened. Tom?
Receiver down the seam, blitz package coming at Brad Johnson. Didn't have a chance to step into his throw. Antonio Pierce comes from the opposite numbers.
And it ends up being a field goal. And then here's Matt Bowen with the big blitz. And, Johnson just didn't have a chance, Tommy.
Well, he had a lot of pressure on him all day, but when you look at this is just a great job of timing out a blitz coming from the quarterback's backside. I say backside because he never had a chance to really see him as he was looking to his right to get rid of the football.
Greg Williams, that's the former Bills coach and defensive coordinator. Joe Gibbs shaking hands, and guess what? Had 12 years off. Last time he coached the Skins, 92. He's 1-0. Joe Gibbs now 141-65 as the Redskins beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 16-10. They got Giants and Dallas in the division coming up. And after the game, Joe Gibbs said, well, let's see. Clinton Portis had 148 yards. My defense made some big plays, so it ain't me, babe.
There's a family and everything else for us. For me personally, it was a big deal. I told our players I'm kind of, hopefully now, I think the attention can go on them. They made all the great plays today, and I think for the coaching staff, I was really happy for all of us, but the players deserve the credit, and from here on out, hopefully that's the way all this will go.
Not that 1992 is ancient history. Joe Gibbs with the 3 Super Bowl crowns for the Redskins, but when he retired, there were 28 teams in the league. They're now 32. There were 6 divisions. They're now 8. There were 2 teams in L.A., and they're now none. They had no 2-point conversion. Free agency, what? He's back.
Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
I think there's one thing we know about Joe Gibbs is, we think of, John Riggins or even Gerald Riggs or Ernest Byner, by the way, is on that staff, that dream staff of his. Clinton Portis, not his type of back. Oh, no, a good running back is his type of back, Tom.
Well, Boom, I think he recognized exactly what he needed in today's game, and it might not be exactly John Riggins, however great he was. So many great moves made around the league. Let's take a look at a couple of facets of Clinton Portis' game. When you think about the long run, this is a chess match between the linebackers and the running back. You're going to see the pull to the left as the H-back comes across. They seal on that side. This play is supposed to go left. Clinton Portis reads the backside, reads the opening. The linebackers overrun. He cuts it through what we call defensively the back door, and he is off to the races. Play number 2 is going to be a sweep because now you need a guy who has the speed to get to the outside. There's the pull, guard, tackle, tight end, everybody coming. Clinton Portis not only has the ability to get through the middle of the field, he can get outside as well. Big first down right there. And here, Clinton Portis right up the gut. Look at the push by the lineman. That's one-on-one blocking, short yardage type of carrying the football. Clinton Portis can do that as well. So I think that what he got in Clinton Portis is a guy who can do it all. He can get inside, outside, and he makes great reads at the line of scrimmage, something he did for the Broncos as well.
And even though it was not Mark Brunell's most stellar performance, remember, except for early September last year, he didn't start.
That's right.
He didn't play. But what can Portis do for a guy like Brunell, you know, when they play action and other things?
Well, 29 carries for 148 yards, and I didn't think it was a great game for Clinton Portis.
Well,
he had the long run, and then he just kept at it. But he's going to protect the quarterback by running like that.
Tampa Bay now starts out with a loss. They kind of never got going after that last year, the beginning of last season. So we shall see Tampa Bay kind of a new team. So many different guys there on that ball club. When we return, Dion, how did he fare in his first effort since 2000? Terrell Owens, how did he fare? Hint, pretty good for the Eagles against the Giants. Some of them are the spectacular variety, and yep, he struck the post. Roy Williams and the Lions. 24 straight road losses. Could they get the 1,000-pound gorilla off their backs? We'll be back.
Presented by Miller Lite. Grab yourself a great-tasting low-carb Miller Lite. And in part by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
7 new coaches, although it's hard to call Joe Gibbs a new coach in the NFL, but 7 coaches starting anew with teams. And 3 of them had never coached as head coach in the NFL before, and that would be Lovie Smith with the Chicago Bears. That would be Jim Mora Jr. With the Atlanta Falcons, and that would be Mike Mularkey with the Buffalo Bills. Mularkey against a guy in all of his second year, Jack Del Rio. Here we go with the Jags at the Buffalo Bills. And who would circle these wagons? The Jags were winless on the year all last year on the road. Mike Mularkey, how would he do it? Hard to win your first game as head coach. I mean, it just is. Drew Bledsoe to Eric Moulds. 17-yard touchdown. Mularkey brought in to juice up the offense. Team had no defensive problems last year. 7-0 Buffalo. Then a blitz on Byron Leftwich, Ron Edwards, Pearson Prelo. And Bills, you know they can play some D. It's a 7-6 game. Both offenses sputtering from here on in. Inside the red zone, Bledsoe to Eric Moulds. Deion Grant hits him. It's a fumble. And that's going to be 2 fumbles in the red zone on this day by Moulds. It killed the Bills.
You know, preseason guys don't get as many touches now. It happens to you, and we see it early in the season.
And then after an Leftwich interception, the Bills in the red zone. Oh, it's the sack. Lionel Barnes does it, and Bledsoe had a receiver. It was Shelton open here, Tom.
Well, and look at Shelton crossing. It looks like Bledsoe's looking right at him, pulls the ball back down, and takes the sack. And let's realize Bledsoe's one of those guys sacked 40 or more times the last few years.
So they make a Ryan Lindell field goal. Earlier, he missed a short field goal. 10-6 Buffalo. 4th and 14. Minute 18 to go, and the Bills have... No, wait a minute now. Jimmy Smith, another clutch catch on 4th and 14, a 45-yard play. Jags in business. 1st and goal from the 7. Smith, it's incomplete. Just seconds to go. 2nd and goal. Leftwich to Troy Edwards, incomplete. 3rd and goal with 7 seconds to go. Leftwich, incomplete. And now, the Jags go for it. Who'd win the game? Final play. Clock running out. To the back of the end. Oh, my goodness! Ernest Wilford between 3 Bills. Did he get his feet down? Did he hold the ball? Was he pushed out? They look at it. And look at, first of all, look at the catch between 3 guys and the throw.
Well, I thought he had the football. I thought his feet got down, and I thought before he got pushed out, both feet were in. So that adds up to a catch.
Well, he did everything right, and the Buffalo Bills gave a 4th and 14. They fumbled in the red zone. They missed the field goal. And the big cut play made by 4th-round draft pick Ernest Wilford from Virginia Tech. So, you know, quarterbacks that come from Virginia Tech. Well, here's a wide receiver, and that's a big win, and the Jags are off that road schneid. But losing 9 in a row on the road is nothing compared to what the Detroit Lions have done on the road. 24 straight games they've lost on the road. Steve Mariucci wondering, would this be the day? Start the new season. Why not? Joey Harrington, Roy Williams, they were their #1 draft pick. Great catch by Roy Williams. And Tommy, we know what kind of player he is.
Yeah, cover 2 safety coming over. Look at him ignore that. The great concentration, getting the hands out. And this kid's going to be a great one, Boom.
It's 7-3, the Bears, and Paul Edger. No! Field goal blocked by Sean Rogers. Bracey Walker's going to pick it up, and the 11-year veteran's got a convoy. Look downfield, the 2nd-round pick for the Detroit Lions is Teddy Lehman. You know he likes the stick. The young man from Oklahoma makes the block. He could go all the way, 92 yards, and the Lions are leading 10-7 with a huge special team play. Now it's Bears 14-13 in the 4th. Harrington to Zakeem Hachu. It's 20-14 Detroit. Now under 2 minutes to go. Bears driving no timeouts. Rex Grossman. David Terrell had a big day over the middle. 19 yards, first down. Tick, 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 tick. Running the ball this year is Thomas Jones. 15-yard run. First and goal. On third and goal now, Grossman scrambling. Look for Terrell in the end zone. No, and it's picked up by the same guy. Bracy Walker. Knee Bracy Walker with the play.
But take a look at what Grossman was looking at. And you have to make good decisions at the quarterback position. And in the red zone, there's no way you can squeeze that ball in to the receiver.
And Steve Mariucci, as Lions coach, has his first road win as the Lions beat the Bears 20-16. The last win on the road for Detroit. Gary Moeller was head coach December 17, 2000, when they were at the Jets. And on this day, a sweet return, although you would never hear it from one of the classiest guys in the business, Dick Duran was the Bears coach. He's now defensive coordinator at Detroit. I'm sure he's enjoying it. At his old player's expense. But now it's over, Tom. It's all over. 24 straight losses on the road. They're not going to add to it. The Lions have the record, but this year is a new year, and all they know is they're 1-0 on the road. Now let me just fill in a little bit of a blank. What you didn't see there was that they were up by 6 points. Steve Mariucci, under 2 minutes to go, said, let's take an intentional safety. They were punting out of their own end zone, which is a smart move. They're still up by 4. So you have a free punt off, and R.W. McQuarters returns it, 37 yards into Detroit territory. Right. You saw that they got close. You don't break a 24-game road winning streak by winning 35-3. It's just not going to happen.
You know it's going to be tough. We talk to a lot of coaches around the league, and when they get to a team, they want to know what is it that we haven't accomplished. You know, whether that's we haven't beaten this team on the road or we haven't won our opener in the last 4 or 5 years. In the case of this football team, it was, as Boom has described it, a gorilla on their back. We've lost 3 years worth of games on the road. It was going to be difficult. I think it's very important that they got rid of that gorilla the first week of the season. Now it's gone. Now they can move on. Now we know we can win on the road. And, you know, we talk about teams winning and getting places they want to get with, and you don't have to win the first game. I thought that this first victory for Detroit was more important than it was maybe to any other team in the league.
I agree. The loss streak, the division went on the road. The only problem, Charles Rogers, remember the #1 wide receiver draft pick last year who missed just about the whole year with a broken collarbone? Well, he broke his collarbone again. He might miss the majority or all of the year. Not sure quite yet, but he got hurt in this game. So you break that 24-game losing streak, you know the news is not all good. That's just kind of the way it is. When we return on this edition of NFL Primetime, speaking of prime time, had a Dion do in his action for the Ravens against the Browns. Certainly easy win for Baltimore when you think of what Jamal Lewis did last year. And Jerome Bettis had the stat line of not only the day, of the year, maybe the century. We'll explain. Immense last year when the Chiefs beat the Broncos early in the year. One of the great returns you'll ever see. Chiefs and Broncos, the 1-2 teams in the AFC West, opening up in Tom's old haunts at Denver.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
It is our privilege to welcome all of our viewers, of course, but we know that we have some special men and women watching at Camp Arif John in Kuwait right now. I know it's in the middle of the night. We know that out there, but it doesn't matter for them because they're on duty 24/7. And if we can bring a little bit of home to those gentlemen and ladies that are out there serving our country,
we appreciate their effort.
Then we're doing the best, especially this week. We don't need to tell you. It's rather poignant. So football from us to you, and we're happy to serve it. Now here we go with a guy who you might know as the name on the show, Prime Time. Deion Sanders last played in 2000 for Washington. Now he's wearing his age, number 37, as Baltimore was playing at Cleveland. Never had a ball really thrown his way, and here he is, though, as he said this morning, Tom, on a punt. Prime Time. No tackles, 5-yard return for punt, quiet day. Jamal Lewis had 500 yards in 2 games against Cleveland last year. How do you think he did today? Not as well, Tom. 20 carries for 57 yards. Obviously, the Browns did not want to get embarrassed. 3-3, third quarter. 3rd and 10. Jeff Garcia, new quarterback. Rookie tight end Kellen Winslow caught 4 for 39. 2 plays later, Garcia to Quincy Morgan. and he's wide open. 10-3 Cleveland.
Well, great job of throwing the ball over the top by Garcia. I think that sometimes he has a bit of trouble seeing the short and intermediate routes, but he can certainly see the deep routes.
How about this coverage by Anthony Henry as Kyle Bowler is picked off. Bowler was picked off twice on the day. Meanwhile, Garcia was 15-24, 180, but made the big throws here from the shadow of his own goalpost. Wide open is Andre Davis. They got two Andre Davises on the team. This is the receiver. So where's that Ravens secondary? Dawson's field goal, 13-3. Kennard Lang beating Jonathan Ogden's replacement. He was hurt, didn't play the game. Ethan Brooks, and he forces the fumble. Lang had 2 sacks. He forced the fumble, and now, as a result, play act. And Garcia can do this, Tom. He smells the corner.
Garcia outside the pocket, using his legs, getting into the end zone, and this is what the Browns expect from him. Big plays both with his arms and his legs.
And in a game that a lot of people thought was a no-doubter, it goes no doubt the other way. Cleveland beats Baltimore 20-3, and in the game, it's just odd. It's the first time that Art Modell is no longer the owner of Baltimore. That Cleveland, hey, they like beating Baltimore nevertheless. And a big win for the Cleveland Browns, who you thought going into the year might be one of the teams that struggles the most. Guess what? They're 1-0. Speaking of teams that you think would struggle, the San Diego Chargers at Houston, where the Texans have never lost an opening day game. They're 2-0. LaDainian Tomlinson coming back to his home state in Texas, down 6-3, and Tomlinson bounces outside. Look at him turn on the Jets, and then go inside the 5, a 32-yard run. Guess who would score the touchdown after that?
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Good guess, Tom. 10-6 Chargers. Down 13-10 in the third. Drew Brees. Rashae Caldwell. Where's the defense? 17-13. San Diego Superchargers. Now Houston coming back. Dominic Davis had 2 costly fumbles, but had this touchdown. St. Dominic's preview, 20-17 Houston. Field goal San Diego tied at 20. Drew Brees was immense on this drive in the fourth quarter. What a catch by Eric Parker. He gets the feed in, 27-20.
And let's watch the maturation of Drew Brees here. Back, looking left, giving the pump fake to the left, pulling away from where he wants to throw the ball, pulling the coverage away, and coming back to Parker with a strike at the back of the end zone.
Very nice. So now, can Houston behind David Carr tie it down 27-20? Davis, here's one of those fumbles I was talking about. Tom, Steve Foley, your teammate, still in the league?
Still playing?
Yeah, I guess. He recovered the fumble. It's the ball player. It is. And the ball did pop out before the knee was down. 3rd and 4. This is what we show you on prime time. But 3rd and 4, 2 minutes to go. And LaDainian Tomlinson with an 8-yard run. It's not the greatest run of the game he had, not the greatest run of the year, but it kept the clock moving and it secured. What a big win for Marty Schottenheimer and the downtrodden San Diego Chargers, who get, as usual, a huge game from LT, 121 yards. Young tight end Antonio Gates. I want you to remember that name. 8 catches for 123. And you know what? Drew Brees, given perhaps the chance because Rivers held out, he's another Texan that went back home, 17-24, 209. Nice homecoming for Tomlinson and Brees. Hey, the Chargers and Browns are 1-0.
Yeah, and a big win for Marty Schottenheimer. I thought Coach went through a tough year last year. What a great way to get off to a good start.
All right, when we return, Curtis Martin slowing down a bit. He really does. He's not too bad. Jets, Bengals. Boy, what a fun game this was to watch. And Kurt Warner, the Giant, gave it his best against Philadelphia. Could the Giants spring an upset in the land of brotherly love? Sunday Night Football, watching the Chiefs get ready in Denver. Is that a drill they do because of the altitude? I don't know, a mile high. Chiefs, Broncos, bottom of the hour. You heard us talk about it on the Sunday NFL Countdown. What a great year last year for the quarterbacks. The co-MVPs, McNair and Manning. Brett Favre had another season to beat the band. Tom Brady, all he does is win Super Bowls. So quarterbacking alive and well. And now you have the new breed. And 2 of them faced off against each other at the Meadowlands. That would be Chad Pennington making his first opening day start for the Jets, and Carson Palmer making his first start at all for the Cincinnati Bengals. They put on a heck of a show, and so did a running back who's been around a little bit longer than those 2 gentlemen. It's our prime cut, Carson Palmer. Last year, he watched John Kitna lead the Bengals back to respectability, but now it's his turn. Meanwhile, opening kickoff, Jonathan J-E-T. It's the opening kickoff. Oh, the Jets fireman Ed turned his hat backwards and Jonathan Carter fumbled. So right away, the Bengals in business, and who are they going to give it to, Tom? Well, Corey Dillon is a Patriot, so it's Rudy, touchdown. And so 7-0 Bengals right away. Here we go in the first. The Jets have driven to 3rd and goal. Chad Pennington, the screen to Curtis, my favorite, Martin. Touchdown, we're tied at 7, game on. Later in the first, the Jets moving second into their own 21. They hand off to Martin, and look at Curtis bounce. He's been in the... Tom, he's 31 years old. I thought you're supposed to lose it when you get to 30 to running back. Pennington deep. Jonathan Carter, the man that fumbled the kick, hauls in the bomb. 14-7.
Yeah, Jets get a matchup that they like at the top of the screen. You see Carter doesn't get bumped off the line of scrimmage. Again, you come up in that position as a corner, you want to get a bump, you want to impede the receiver's progress downfield. You don't, then you have a chase all the way to the goal line.
21-10 Jets, but look at Palmer, has nobody. And Tom, you point out the speed of this young man. Wow! Takes off, it's a first down run. Then, play action. Palmer, boy, does he look under control. The pass to Kenny Watson, but he lost it. Ends up being a touchdown. Bengals within 4, 21-17. Now 24-17. Look at Martin. He's lost the... No, he's not! Look at him down the sideline. Touchdown. 31-17 on the 28-yard touchdown by Martin. 6.5 minutes to go. Play fake. Carson Palmer. How about this catch by Chaz Johnson? Wow, beautiful throw, beautiful catch. 53 yards. And Johnson gives Palmer the ball. Welcome to the NFL, your first career touchdown pass, but this one not so good. Eric Coleman, under 2 minutes to go, saves the day for the Jets in a game just as entertaining as it looked. The Jets, behind Pennington and Curtis Martin, defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 31-24. Curtis Martin, 29 carries for 196 yards. And on this day, how about this? The Jets ran for 219, and they threw for 219.
Well
Pretty
balanced.
darn impressive. How about Martin here, Tommy, when you look at this? It's, on opening day, the 7th best effort ever. OJ with the gloves that fit ran for 250 on opening day 73. Eddie George, George Rogers, Gerald Riggs, Deuce. How about Big Boo Boulash? We haven't seen that name up there for a while. And 196, Tom.
Well, Curtis Martin, outstanding day, but you have to remember his offensive line. Kevin Mawai and company, they were clearing the way in front of him.
These are two teams that are coming, Tom. The Jets and the Bengals. Raiders, Steelers. Raiders now with Warren Sapp. And figuring that they're, only a year away, removed from a Super Bowl appearance. But the Steelers are going to run the ball more. In the first drive of the game, it was Deuce Staley. They said that he would carry the load, and he did. 3rd and goal, the bus, touchdown. A 1-yard run, 7-0 Pittsburgh. An impressive opening drive. They had the ball for the first 8 minutes of the game. Then, Rich Gannon. And Aaron Smith picks it up, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, inside the 30. Oh, he's down. And it's a 49-yard return. Leads to another touchdown by Bettis, 14-0 Steelers. But then Gannon, pump fakes, and Doug Gabriel blowing his horn, blowing. Boy, the Steelers still have trouble at the DB, don't they?
Yes.
14-7, Tom, at the Ham Pittsburgh. 21-13, 4th and 12 Raiders. Gannon firing. Oh, to Elvis Whitted. Norv wants to go up long. Looks like stable at a branch.
Well, the exact same play, the pump outside, great concentration by Whitted at the back of the end zone to get his feet down. The Raiders were threatening to win the game.
And they got to go for 2, and Whitted catches it. We're tied at 21. Now Pittsburgh, 2 minutes to go. Hines Ward had a big day. Tommy Maddox finds him right there. Ward catching 7 for 99. That sets up. From 42 yards, Jeff Reed. Good. It's good. And so the Steelers blow a 2-touchdown lead, but at home, boy, bringing back memories of what that great rivalry was in the 70s as the Steelers beat the Raiders 24-21. Rich Gannon threw for 305. Deuce Staley, 24 carries, 91. But I want you to hear the bet. Look at the bottom right of your screen. Jerome Bettis, 5 carries, 1 yard, 3 touchdowns. Tom, I've watched a lot of football.
I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that?
I don't know. Yeah. More touchdowns than yards? I don't know.
So we average
Average one
We average
touchdown per
1
yard.
piece per carry, but it's a touchdown. At any rate, when we return, Sean Alexander, big day, but some trepidation for Seahawks fans. Randy Moss against the Cowboys. Michael told us this morning, still not happy that Dallas didn't have him. Likes to come up big against Dallas, did he?
Last year, one man's dream became a reality. But this year, the stakes are higher.
NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Cardinals at St. Louis. They once played there, but meanwhile, these Arizona Cardinals have Denny Green as the new head coach. Could they go into St. Louis and pull a huge upset? They lost 13 straight on the road. Josh Tears of McCown to the #1 pick, Larry Fitzgerald.
Guy who's not completely healthy, so look for better things as the weeks go on from Fitzgerald.
How about Emmitt Smith? Look at Emmy. Touchdown, 11 yards. The Cardinals lead late third, 10-9. However, look at Marshall Faulk with an 18-yard run, a first down Rams. A lot lower scoring than you would have thought. Mark Bolger, if I only could throw to my receiver. James Darling picks it off, and oh my darling, he could go all the way. And it looks like so does every other member of the Arizona defense. However, in true Arizona fashion, a flag on the play. And Brandon Malamalayuna was the intended receiver here, too.
Yeah, and you can see him right there being held. Yeah. And that's an obvious call.
Yeah,
that's an obvious call down in the red zone for any official.
All right, Mark, I'm sorry. So Bolger comes back. If I only could find Isaac Bruce. Touchdown. 8 yards. Marshall Faulk tacks on a two-point conversion at 17-10. Not really the score you thought, although the Rams had 448 yards on this day. Marshall had 128 yards running, and one thing that kept the Rams down is they had 3 turnovers. By the way, another guy we should talk about, the youngster, the running back Steven Jackson, running a lot in the fourth quarter. Ran for 50 yards. Emmett had 87. You know what? Emmett, Marshall, Curtis, they've done this before.
Well, you know, some people say, boy, they're old running backs. I don't like that word old. I think that they're vintage running backs, and they're getting better with age, like good wine. So let's take a look at some of these guys. And, you think about Marshall Faulk. He had 22 for 128. But we're going to show you Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin, 2 guys out in front. He's able to turn that corner. He's still got the speed. This is a guy who's gained 1,000 yards his first 9 years in the season. Barry Sanders, the only one to do it the first 10 years. Emmitt Smith, great job of reading his blocks. Look at him time it out very well. Get to the outside. Gets a block from the wide receiver downfield. He gets a touchdown. And Jerome Bettis, we saw the numbers, his 1 yard gain, but 3 touchdowns. But this is what Bill Cowher wants him to do. When we get down around the goal line, I need a guy to be able to punch it in. So when you get these guys and they're running like this, and I know it's early on in the season, but boy, if these guys would continue to run like this, you're going to have some tremendous numbers, especially Jerome Bettis, who if he was...
I didn't do the math before, but as our old friend Ali Sherman used to say, let's see, he averaged 7 inches per carry today, although 3 catches. The equipment man tripping over a trunk averages more than that. But you know what? That's what he's there for, the bus in the end zone. Here we go now. The Seahawks, a team that was 2-7 on the road last year, including the playoff loss, the heartbreaker at Green Bay, and Deuce McAllister against Sean Alexander. And early on, Ray Rhodes, the defensive coordinator, has guys like Anthony Simmons who come chasing the back.
Well, and look at the speed. Look at the speed of Simmons as he comes from the backside. The great job of getting him down. Then Trufant, right here. Marcus Trufant, great job of making a nice read, coming up and stuffing on the play. And I think that McAllister took a little exception to being hit on the knees.
57 yards only rushing for McAllister. Meanwhile, Matt Hasselbeck. How about that throw to Sean Alexander? And Alexander's marching band does the rest. Into the end zone, touchdown, 7-0 Seahawks. Still same score, second quarter, Seattle at the 6. And Alexander with a whoop, and then a whoop, and then a whoop. That's lucky to Bucky Jones. Unlucky from New Britain, Connecticut. Touchdown, 14-0 Seahawks. Third quarter. Seahawks up 14-7. Seattle at the 9. And again, Alexander zipping outside. 3 touchdowns for Alexander. 21-7 Seattle.
Brilliant run, seeing the cutback lane, but unfortunate right here, Boom.
But an injury here, and this looked awful. I mean, that's a turf injury. Look, the Seahawks on a long flight as we speak. So the word is right knee slight sprain, re-examined on Monday, and if that's all it is, they're lucky. Morris came in, he's capable. I mean, Sean Alexander, this team is going to go where it has a chance to go. They need Sean Alexander. 21-7, Seattle. And the story within the story here, do you know that Seattle doesn't play their 4th home game this year till November 21st? So if they can figure out that road thing a little bit and have all those games at home late, they're going to really be a force, Tom.
Coach Holmgren will get that figured out. But he needs Sean Alexander to do that.
They're on the road again next week at Tampa Bay. No short flights for the Seahawks. When we return, Terrell Owens' debut as an Eagle, pretty darn good. Missed all of last season, just started a few games in December. Jim Mora, first game as head coach in his old haunts at Candlestick, where he's defensive coordinator. He watches all defense. Julian Peterson stripped the ball from Vic, and Michael had a tough start. Niners do have good defensive players, and Mora knows that. There, late first quarter, Vic, the Algie Crumpler, one of the great names in football. 22 yards, he crumples his way for a first down. 4th and 2, reverse to Peerless Price. And Atlanta opening up the playbook with Greg Knapp, the former offensive coordinator, Niners. And then Vic to Crumpler, evades the defense. 15-yard touchdown. Atlanta leads at Candlestick 7-0 late first. Second quarter, here come the Niners. But Tim Rattay, the starting quarterback for San Francisco, sacked by Rod Coleman, injured, leaves the game. And so Ken Dorsey from the University of Miami comes in. Meanwhile, 7-0 still. Vic Price, nice, 20 yards. Warwick Dunn scores a touchdown. It's 14-0. Score 14-6. Dorsey drilled by Keith Brooking. He leaves the game. Rattay has to come back in. Down 14-6, the Niners. Rattay going to lead him to perhaps the tying touchdown, but he floats it. And Aaron Beasley, he could go, all the way. Look at this run by 85 yards. Wow, what a play. That sets up, speaking of spins, Warwick Dunn swimming upfield. Look at this. And then, sheesh, 9 yards. And the Falcons in control, 21-6. But the Niners have scored, make it 21-13. Rattay to Cedric Wilson. Wait a minute now. This is Dorsey. Here we go. And Rattay, they get close to Eric Johnson, and they go for 2, and the pass deflected by Coleman. So,
well, great job of fighting through some defenders, deflect the pass. That's as important a play as they had during the course of the game, and actually saved the football game.
Well, so here it is, San Francisco scoring late and scoring again, could not convert on the 2-point conversion. And Coleman, the big play, and San Francisco at home had a shot. But Jim Mora is the only first-time ever head coach that would win out of the 3 on this one day.
Well, you said how difficult it is. You're bringing in your system to a new team. It's a difficult task to get off and get that over.
But welcome to the NFL. Mora wins a heartbeater. Malarkey loses a heartbeater. Lovie Smith loses a heartbeater. Hello, you're now the head coach. The Cowboys at the Vikings. Vinny Testaverde starting for Bill Parcells and the Cowboys. The ageless wonder at 40. 3-0 Dallas second quarter, and Matt McBrayer crumbles the snap. Dallas turns it over.
This was a 22-play drive, boom, that lasted almost 12 minutes that they got nothing out of at the end of it.
Meanwhile, Dante Culpepper to Ontario Smith, running all the way to Manitoba. Touchdown, 63 yards, 7-3 Minnesota, even though Dallas, as you point out, totally controlled the first quarter. Late second now, Testaverde to Terry Glenn. Oh, look at the dive by Glenn, 32-yard touchdown. We got a game, 14-10, the Vikes at the half.
Full extension, official looking right on it. You can see how really focused he was on it. Great grab, came down in bounds.
Randy Moss has had huge games against the Cowboys. On this one, not a lot in the stat category, but about that tough play, touchdown, 3-yard touchdown, and the extra point is good at 21-10. Then, this is Richard Lee, 7 yards. He had a big kickoff return, his first NFL touchdown. So returning on kicks, then running 21-17. Moss going to throw it. The wobbler to Marcus Robinson, cuckoo cachoo, 37-yard completion. Same drive. Culpepper. Again, you catch a couple touchdowns. They don't always have to be bombs.
That's right.
And the score 28-17. Moss into the stands. The Homer Dome leap. Vinny trying to make something happen. Boy, he and Keyshawn hooked up enough today. But on this one, he's hit hard by Brian Williams. Yikes. Next play. Testaverde to Johnson. This time Williams drills him again, but Keyshawn holding on. He caught 9 for 111. Antonio Bryant caught 8 for 112. Then the pitch to Richie Anderson, and this won't please Bill. Fumble. Vikings recover. The next possession, Culpepper trying to put this thing out of reach to Kelly Campbell. Nice! Touchdown, 43 yards, and the Vikings, boy, at home, they are a force, especially Culpepper, throwing for 242, and here's the big stat. Look at that. 5 touchdown passes. Vinny outthrew him by 100 yards, but when you throw 5 TDs, you're going to win most games. And the Vikings win it 35-17, and an impressive opener for them. Meanwhile, Giants and the Eagles. T.O. Terrell Owens making his first start as an Eagle. Tom Coughlin back as head coach, this time with the New York Football Giants. Giants led the game 7-0. Brian Westbrook, what a great player he's going to be. Got hurt last December. 50-yard run. Westbrook had 119 yards on this day. Later in this drive, here you go now. Donovan McNabb, pump fake, dart to Terrell Owens. Beautiful touchdown, 7-7.
Didn't take these too long to get on the same page. We're going to take another look at the route. A stop and a go. You get Will Allen biting on the play. That's an easy pitch and catch for Donovan McNabb and T.O.
Second quarter, this is McNabb rolling out. And how about this play? Wow! He bought the time. It looked like he was going to be out of bounds. He wasn't.
Well, and I thought a better play because T.O. gave him a place to throw the football, something that Donovan hasn't always had.
Jeremiah Trotter back with the nails the punter, Jeff Philadelphia Feagles. He was fortunate he was okay later on. This is, he gave up his number to Eli Manning. I mean, it's been tough so far. McNabb, Owens, 3 times a charm. Now the crowd pumped up with the new, the flopping, I don't know, they'll have a name for it. 12-yard touchdown, 31-10 Philly. Kurt Warner fumbles as they're going in, and Javon Kurtz, another New Eagle, picks it up. And now Eli Manning, time for him to make his NFL debut. And you know what? If he's going to hand it off every time and get this result, you'll see a lot more of him. Tiki Barber, 72 yards. Gone. 31-17. Good handoff, Eli. Then Manning steps up, and Jerome McDougal. Oh, boy. The Giants pick up the ball. Whoa, this is the NFL. It's not the SEC.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. McDougal, #1 pick a year ago, nails him, but Eli hangs with it. Kurt Warner not happy. Played all right, Tom. And the Eagles win it 31-17. They lost 3 opening day games in a row. So, again, this is something that they hadn't done since 2000. Our man Jaws with Terrell Owens after the game.
Thank you very much. T.O., you're on track for 48 touchdown pass this season. How good does that feel starting off with 3 today?
It feels good, man. I just want to thank God, and He's put me in the best situation. Getting me out of San Fran, putting me where I need to be, putting me with a great group of guys, and this is the way to start the season.
Conventional wisdom tells us, it takes about a half a season for a quarterback and a wide receiver to get that chemistry going. You just proved that today. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to come here. Playing with a guy like Donovan. I know what he has with that athletic ability back there. The line blocked well. I mean, we just played good as a team.
Did you want to make a statement today?
Definitely. This is what I wanted to do. anytime I come out and step on the field, I try to envision myself making plays, scoring touchdowns, and I know my reason for being here, and that's to try to get us over the hump and get us to the Super Bowl. And we made a good start at it today.
All right, T.O., congratulations. Thank you very much. Back to the studio.
All right, Jaws, Terrell Owens, thanks. So he catches 3 touchdowns. He and McNabb are going to play pitch and catch. They're just looking fun to it. They're like kids in a playground.
Well, the wide receivers for the Eagles only caught 5 touchdowns all of last year. He caught 3 in the first game. So, he's looking at a tremendous season. But I think the key is that chemistry that they talked about. And what you've got is one of the more athletic quarterbacks in this league, and you've got a guy who's as athletic on the other end of the passes.
It's going to be fun to watch this develop when we return. Opening Sunday prime performers. Tom and I will dole out the hardware. Have a final word or two on week 1.
Time. Presented by Miller Lite. Grab yourself a great-tasting low-carb Miller Lite. And in part by NFL Sunday Ticket, only from DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV or visit your local retailer for details.
Well, it's always good to start the year with a game ball, huh? I mean, doled out even by us, even if it's not the coach. I mean, we had they're a lot worthy.
Well, there was a lot worthy, but mine's going to go to Curtis Martin. I thought that his 29 carries for 196 yards, he scored a rushing TD and a receiving TD, and it was the 7th best opening day performance by a running back in NFL history. And I think anytime you can put that behind, that's the punctuation behind the game ball, I think he deserves it.
Hey, look, when you break an 11 game, when you break a 24-game road losing streak, however you do it, and you get a blocked field goal return by Bracey Walker, who's been a special teams ace wherever he's been.
Man.
And you get the game-ending interception from him, the 11th-year man from North Carolina. He gets my prime-time performing game ball. Week 1 in the books.
In the books.
Welcome back. For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching NFL Prime.